What's going on, guys? Sekapoko here, bringing you another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. For this, we'll be going kind of an overview of limit breaks as well as what to do in adventure mode, exactly how you can focus your entire time while you're in adventure mode and make sure that you're optimizing your time. A lot of people think that you need to grind out adventure mode to infinity. It's going to take you forever. It may not take you for that long at all. It really depends on how much effort you want to put into it. When I was watching Totsuki stream earlier, he was able to fully limit break his treasure mode Mihawk within about 11 runs with only one of the boosted units, which is excessively better than it was on the Japanese version. When I look at my original clear, it was around 29-30 clears to actually max out the treasure mode Mihawk. So you guys on the global version are getting a really hype adventure mode. So if you really want to progress and do really well in this adventure mode, all you have to do is do your runs, make sure you're trying very hard, and get it done. It took him about 4 or 5 hours, which is really not that bad. That's super good. And if you do want to get most of your limit break stuff, what I'm going to go over in this video is exactly what you should be focusing on, what you should really go for, and what the best parts are. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into it. So what we'll be going over today is a little bit of an overview on how to clear the treasure mode, what you need to know, and all the fun things about treasure mode in general, as well as what your rank is, what you should be expecting as far as rewards go, and how you should do everything. Robin kind of gives you a detailed overview of exactly what to expect and everything, but nobody wants to read all that, so you want to hear about it instead, you know? So the first thing that you gotta notice is that on the Japanese version, there were actually 3 separate islands that you had to clear. There was the first island, the second island, and the third island. On the global version, you actually only need to clear one of the islands. And because of that, you're gonna have a way shorter treasure map already, because you're not gonna have to spend 2 hours clearing those initial treasure map islands. And then you're gonna actually just only have to do runs based on your treasure map breaking. The first thing you're gonna do is, notice you go to the rewards tab here, you'll be able to find out what you're gonna get at each little stage. What you have to do is get to the 1 million points, and you're able to get 50 copies of the Mihawk. I believe you get like 40 in other leagues. If we go to other leagues, go to the Grand Line League, you're getting 40. And if we go to the East Blue League, you're getting 30. No matter what though, you'll see at the end here, you're getting 50 of each crystal. You're still getting the same amount of crystals no matter what league you're in. So even if you're in the New World League versus the East Blue League, you're still gonna get enough crystals to max limit break your character, so you actually don't have to worry about it. Now, again, do not feel like you're going to be totally screwed over if you're in the East Blue League versus the New World League versus the Grand Line League. Any of those leagues is fine. You can actually do very well in any of them, so don't feel like you're going to completely die. So you'll see here, if I click the ranking mode, you actually won't be able to do anything until you do at least one run of treasure mode. And to figure out what teams you should build for treasure mode, etc., you just want to bring the highest point boosted team you can. So now I'm entering the treasure mode here, and what you can expect, of course, is that when we're going through, you have a navigation bar down at the bottom right hand corner, and then we're going to have a stamina bar at the top. The stamina bar is different both in the global version and the Japanese version, but your goal is, of course, to get to the end of the treasure map, and when you get to the end, you'll be able to do a lot of different things. So let's go over the treasure map in detail and how the spots work. So you don't have to hit the how to play buttons, I'm just going to do it for you. So the first thing here is this little icon, the first we have here. This is going to increase the amount of spots that you're going to go while you're in the treasure map. The second one over here is going to be the best one you're going to have for at least the first 50 runs of treasure mode, and this will decrease the amount of special cooldown that your characters have by 5. Then that is the best one to get for at least the first 50 runs. After that point, if you're in the New World League, this is actually not as good as getting an attack up, but in the other 2 leagues, both in the Grand Line League as well as the East Blue League, it is an amazing spot to hit. So definitely the best spot to hit for all players who are in Grand Line or East Blue, no matter what, the best spot to hit. Now, the next question is, which way do you go? How do you choose what to pick? So, when we spin the treasure dial here, or whatever they're called, this log pose, it's going to give you a random number between 1 and 4. So then take you a certain number of spaces, and then you're going to land on a random spot. Once you get to that point, I see I got 700 points for doing that, and it only costs 5 stamina. Now, this is the same as it was in the Japanese version for the first treasure mode. We actually, ours was 5 stamina, and then after, I think on the third treasure mode, it became 6 stamina per run because they actually increased the amount of points you got. But on the global version, you're definitely getting a lot more. I only did 1 run, and I'm literally at 8,400 points. Wow, this is, like, I have 700 points. There's literally not that many people doing this. Oh, and I crashed. Yay for Nox. An important thing to note is if you get kicked out of treasure mode right away and your game crashes or something happens, no matter what, you're actually going to be able to continue where you left off, so don't freak out. So now we picked, now we have to choose which direction we want to go. So I can either choose to go against Boa, or I can choose to go against Moria. Now, over the course of the treasure mode, you'll figure out which boss is going to you're figuring going to give you more trouble, and you're going to want to go that direction. So I'm going to pick Boa just because I can land on a point space here, and no other reason. It doesn't really matter early on. So now we're on Boa. Now, here's an important part to notice. What happens sometimes is, oh crap, you know what, I really want to do this treasure mode boss, but I forgot to level up a unit, or I forgot to evolve a unit, or whatever. But I can't do that because when I go to the next screen here, what happens is like, oh shoot, my Buffalo is only level 31. Well, I have to back out and level him up. But I can't do that because I'm in the treasure mode. Okay, so just know that what you can do is go to the menu spot up here and hit the suspend button. Now make sure you hit the suspend button, not the give up button, and then you're able to go back to the main menu and just play the game however you want to. Now make sure every time you enter the game, you're able to just go into the game and not actually go out of the game and mess around. And it'll be a little bit easier. You'll notice here that my box space is overflowing by 9 because we actually filled up a lot of different stuff here. But what's really funny about treasure mode is even if your box space is full, you can still go back into treasure mode and keep doing it, which is really convenient because like that would suck to just like have to stop halfway through treasure mode. So what I'll do, you know what, because I'm lazy, is I'm just gonna throw in this team here, and I don't have any boosted units on this team. Now for this first team, I'm not using any boosted units, but if I do like try to switch teams and you actually see that the characters that are boosted are gonna have these glowing outlines here, and you'll know that you're using a boosted team. Now using a non-boosted team, you'll notice that I'll have a 0 point multiplier at the bottom here, but you'll notice at the bottom here I'll also have a 1.44 times multiplier if I bring characters that do have a boost to them. Now that's a 1.2 times multiplier multiplied by a 1.2 times multiplier because both of these characters have a 1.2 times point boost. So the more characters you bring with point boosts, it changes your multiplier. See, with one character 1.2, another character just 1.2, and so on. So Boa below 20% is then going to lock all of my characters for 20 turns here. So that is what I wanted to do. So I wanted to die here so I can show you this. So if you die in treasure mode, what is going to happen is that you're going to actually lose not points, but you're going to lose your treasure map level. So come on, hurry up and kill me, Boa, hurry up. Alright, so now that I've lost, most of the time you're going to want a gem to revive to continue into the treasure mode. Right now I've only lost once, so it doesn't really matter to me, so it's not a big deal. So now if you get, no, I don't want to continue, I want to die and just move on, you're going to actually lose your navigation level, and it's going to decrease across the sea. So if you die, you're going to lose 5 levels, which really kind of stinks, and most of the time you're just going to gem to revive. You can't start another treasure mode if you have max box space full, but you can keep going. So, just know that if you're full, that you can still quirk the system a little. So now that we've gained a little bit of rewards in treasure mode, let's go a little bit over the ranking and how that works. So the first thing is that if you go through the treasure map ranking, there is going to be, you're going to be ranked against people, and these people are going to be trying to beat you in the treasure map. Now you'll also notice a little thing that says down, or a little down arrow at the top here. What this means is that if you have this little down arrow next to you, you're going to go down in rank by the next treasure map if you don't rank higher, which is not what you want. You want to stay in the higher rank leagues, unless you're really trying to meme it up and get high ranked in the lower leagues. But the thing is, the rewards are much lower in those lower leagues, so not as desirable. So the person who's going to be ranking number 1 here is going to get 200 limit break crystals. They're also going to get 120 medium and 30 limit break orbs of each type. They're also going to get 10 tablets, and they're going to get 150 rainbow gems. On the Japanese version, this is pretty much the same, so just know that if you are going to be trying to go for number 1 or the top 10 spots or whatever, you're definitely going to get a lot of rewards, and they're very similar. For most players, you're going to be trying to, like, around the top 5,000, and you still get an A tablet around that point. You're going to hit your 1,000,000 points and such, and then you're also going to get your 1 Almighty manual and some tablets. So not a lot. Now, first place does get 10 tablets, and these are probably the most valuable thing you're going to get out of the treasure map because they're the most rare and the most difficult to get. And as you're experiencing the treasure map now, if you're just now doing it, you'll notice that the tablet drop rates are not super high. They're not going to drop like 1 per run. You're probably going to get 1 every like 3 or maybe 4 runs. And if you get more than that, it's great. But if you get like 1 every 3 or 4 runs and you end up getting like 10 tablets total by finishing the entire treasure map around 40 runs or something like that, then you're not really getting that many tablets, and it's really hard for you to get a ton of skill ups that way. You usually expect everywhere between 2 to 4 skill ups with about 10 tablets, which is really low because you'll have lots of legends, right? And you want to max limit break them all. So the higher you place is where you're going to get all your tablets. So if you just go up about 2,000 places, around 3,000 place, you're actually going to still get this 1 tablet. Into the top 500, then you're getting about two times tablet. Top 200, you're getting 3 tablets. So if you're looking for a decent amount of tablets, you're gonna have to at least place in the top 200 in the New World League. This is not even considering the Grand Line League or the East Blue League. These tablets are probably the most important thing out of this treasure mode. Now, I know you guys are really pushing for a large amount of crystals because you're right there in the game, but trust me, these tablets are where it's at. The reason the tablets are so important is because you can get crystals to a really, really high extent just by doing the treasure modes over the next 3 to 6 months. Trust me there, you're gonna have so many crystals, at a certain point, you're not gonna know what to do with them. Make sure you're being really efficient with your potions and really efficient with all of the other stuff. Now, what I can't stress enough here is right now, on the Japanese version, we're in a potion lull, and this is a very painful place to be. So what do I mean by potion lull? So if I go into my limit break XP box here, you'll see that I have 1 small potion, 2 medium potions, and 3 large potions. But I'll show you exactly how many crystals I have of each type. I have 600 red small crystals, 58 mediums, and 34 of the orbs. What are they called? The guidance stones? Yeah, guidance stones. And 800 of these, and by the way, these also cap out at 999, so when you get to a certain point, you just max out on crystals. So I am getting to the point right now in this game and where I have so many crystals that I literally cannot use them because I have to use my limit break XP first. So make sure you're being really efficient with your potions and not wasting them. There are lots of units that are worth limit breaking. If you do not know, make sure you check out my limit break guides at Limit Break Worth It or Not. That'll be in the first episode of which will be in the limit break video at the end of the video, so check that out. So you'll be able to figure out exactly what characters you want to limit break or not. Now, also in these spots, you're also going to have these limit break crystals that are specific toward the treasure mode characters. You notice in the rewards tab that we just went over, you saw them for Mihawk. Now I have 0 left for Mihawk, and I have about 637 small, 561 medium, and 101 large for Whitebeard because I have a second Whitebeard from the last treasure mode that we did, but I didn't fully limit break him because A, I don't have any potions, B, why would I do a second one if I don't need it? Now, if I go to the other leagues, like say go to the Grand Line League, you're getting significantly less for first place. And if we go down to like say the top 200, if you guys are really big grinders and you guys are really pushing for stuff, you're still gonna get 3 tablets, which is really great. So definitely make that push for it. And if you guys are just starting the game and in the East Blue League and you're going for like the top 200, just know that if you don't get as many tablets and you're getting, say, if you're still getting the 3 tablets here, which is really amazing, and you're getting these golden almighty manuals, which is also amazing, then you guys are really, really pushing for your account to be great. So do not skimp out on treasure mode. It may seem like a big grind, it may seem like it's really difficult, but trust me here, guys, the rewards are so worth it, and make sure you use them sparingly. Do not waste them. These things are very hard to come by. Do not flip them away on things you do not need. This is a very good time for you to stock up on things you need for characters you really want to max out. And for newer players, you're also getting some guaranteed sockets, which are very good for your account and very good to help you out later on. Now for the adventure mode, now that we're back in it, one of the things to notice is that every time that you go into the adventure mode, you'll have a different map. It's not going to be the same map every time. You notice this map is much different than the one I had originally, and there's no Boa and Moria right away, and there are going to be a lot of different spaces along the way. Now on this section, you'll see a lot more buffs and debuffs. If you see a purple little thing right here, where or blue or purple, where there is an arrow pointing down, that is going to be a debuff, where it's going to decrease your stats by 50%. And it's going to be, you can see the little slasher icon kind of there, that is going to be for slashers. So slashers will have halved attack. If you see this one over here that has the attack up, that's going to be free spirit attack up. So that's going to give you a boost to your team rather than a detriment. But the one you want, of course, is that cooldown reduction. Now here I got the free spirit attack up, which is great. And now I get to decide on which direction I want to go. I either want to go the direction to fight the Boa as well as Kuma or Dofi, or I can go fight Moria and then Kuma or Dofi. I have choices, it doesn't really matter. Now, I kind of want to kill the Boa because, you know, Boa killed me last time and I want vengeance for Sujil, you know? So now I have a choice here. I've actually gotten to the point where I have a choice between going for an attack down spot for the right hand path, and if I go out for the up spot, I actually get movement reduction. Now, this on the earlier stages of Treasure Map, or if you're in the Grand Line League or the East Blue League, you can take these debuffs and it doesn't even matter. You can just roll through them, it doesn't matter. On the New World League, it actually kind of matters because then you're going to have to decide if you're going to have less damage, whatever, change your team around, etc. And that becomes kind of annoying. Also, but on the If you're on the East Blue League as well as the Grand Line League, gems are more of a thing that you're really conservative on, and you want to save them for like your Sugo pulls, you want to save them for other things. So getting this movement down might be your worst debuff. So in my opinion, if I was in the New World League, then I would go to the left side path. If I was in the East Blue or Grand Line League, I would go for the right hand, for the East Blue League or Grand Line League, go for the right hand path. Since I'm in the New World League, I'm going to go the left path because it's different for me, and gem conservation is not really something I'm super focused on. Now, since I'm in the earlier stages of the treasure mode, I can just use whatever team I want to and be able to clear the content and just blow through it, which is really helpful because if I do want to just bring my best team or my highest point boosted team, I can actually blow through these earlier stages and not have to worry about anything, which is very, very nice. And if I just want to get through it really quickly and just bring no point boosted units and just not worry about my points at all, then I can bring just whatever team I want to. But you know, it's probably the best idea to bring the most point boosted characters you can. What's really funny, if you didn't know, one of the reasons I'm using Hody is because what happened early on in this treasure mode, which is different than what happened in the Japanese version, we also had a bug that happened for a couple hours where we weren't actually able to play the treasure map at all. But in the global version, which was really cool, what happened was there was a bug for a few hours, and the bug made it so that Hody had his limit break. And Hody was not supposed to get his limit break until recently, probably about 2 months ago in the Japanese version. And it's really funny that he got it super, super early on the global version. He wasn't supposed to get it. It was just a bug, and they gave you guys the Hody limit break really, really early, so that's super hype. If you're wondering what legend to limit break first, if you do have the Hody, he's amazing, fully limit broken. Very, very good unit to limit break. But of course, please watch the limit break worth it or not videos if you're not sure what unit to limit break first. Now you'll notice there I actually got boosted points, so instead of getting 500 points, I got a 1.44 times multiplier, which boosted my points up by to 720, which gave me a little bit more points. Now if you do have a full point boosted team, you get excessively more points, you get like a lot more. And right here I got my first tab in treasure mode. Don't get triggered, guys. Don't get triggered. Don't get triggered. I don't even know what happened. I just got lucky. I was not expecting that, obviously. Making an excerpt and got a limit break tablet on the side. I'm actually a little triggered myself. I'm like, damn, I got a limit break tablet? Alright, so now I have a choice between going for the left-hand path and right-hand path. My personal opinion is that this treasure mode, the most annoying character to fight is Dofi, because Dofi has a revive mechanic, and that gets really annoying later on. If you do have 6+ Shanks, or you have Colosseum Inarashi, it's very nice to fight against him, and of course we got this Endurance down, which is a lot nicer to fight against him on the earlier stages, so we're going to go ahead and do this direction. Now you'll notice that if you do use one team one time on the treasure map and not on the final boss, you're able to use that same team again, and they're not all redded out and not all X'd out. Let's go over the team building aspect of treasure mode and talk about that a little bit. So one of the things in treasure mode is that you want to use characters that do have boosted units. You notice here that I have this Shanks that is not a boosted unit because he is the 6-star version and not the 6+ version. And I have Sabo, and then I probably have a couple other units that are boosted, but no other Sai units that are boosted, which is really unfortunate because the Sai team was one of the best teams that I used in particular against this treasure mode character, which is kind of annoying, but what can you do? Alright, so now that I have my team all put together with my point boosters and get everything ready to go, we're just going to go in and try to find, we're going to go ahead and kill him as fast as we can. Now, if you want to know what the best point boosting character to bring is, of course, is the Buggy, because Buggy is going to allow you to just clear the content and get the most amount of points. So I'm going to go ahead and use this Buggy friend, which I probably should save for the Mihawk stage, but my team's shit anyway, so who cares? And now that I have a 6.22 times multiplier, which is much bigger than I originally had, so that's definitely better. Now something to note also is that the treasure map boosted units, or the treasure map units, are going to have a significant stat boost. So if you do have them, make sure that you're attacking with them last, because they will do the most amount of damage. Maybe you'll see this flickering. Look at this flicker. I don't understand this flickering. It's just flickering. It's not flickering on my end. It's not flickering on my end. It's just flickering on the Nox here. I don't know what it is. That's so funny. It's like flicker, but it hasn't flickered this whole time. But now it's like flicker status. We got this. Maybe it's the rain that's making it flicker. I don't know. I like how it's only flickering the background, but if it doesn't flicker like the numbers, you can see the numbers here. It's like a lightning storm. It's like fighting in a lightning storm because I'm watching myself on the Nox and not on the OBS and not watching myself on the game. On the game, it's not flickering at all, but like on Nox, it's flickering. That's so funny. That's so funny. It was just flickering constantly there. Maybe it just couldn't keep up the frames in OBS. I don't know. That was crazy. All right, so now I got 3,110 points versus the original 500, which is exceedingly more. So this is definitely a great place to bring point boosted units in order. It's still flickering, see? And a great place to bring point boosted units so that you can get lots and lots of stuff for your treasure map rewards. So now that we're going to keep going in, we're going to go to the next stage. This is why I can't play on Nox anymore right here. This right here, I stopped using Nox. We're going to get to the final boss. And the final boss, you can have 4 mini bosses as well as the final boss. If you kill the mini boss in the treasure map, they're going to have this gloom symbol around them right here. And the gloom symbol means they're going to just be at a very, very reduced amount, low reduced amount of HP. So you're going to be able to kill them much easier. They're going to start the fight at 20% or so HP so that you'll have a very easy chance of killing them. They're not going to stop with reduced abilities. They're still going to do the same thing they would originally, but they're just going to have significantly less HP. Now the other characters are going to have much more HP, so if you make sure that you're lining up your treasure map so that you can make sure you kill the correct characters all at once. Now, for this section of the treasure map, what you're going to need to have is 5 separate teams. And the reason you need 5 separate teams is because once you use a character once, they are done and you cannot use them forever. But let's say you mess up and bring the wrong team. What you can do is actually hit the button down here that says leave the sea after you've completed one of them. And then you can actually X out and not lose your treasure map ranking. If you hit the OK button, then you start fighting the boss, you pick your team, etc., and then you're able to complete the treasure mode. Overall, I'm pretty sure at this point you guys are going to know exactly how to complete the bosses, what you're going to do and how to kill things, but I'm not going to go over each boss individually. If you do want to see those out, make sure you watch my Adventure Mode Mihawk Treasure Mode walkthrough, and I actually have that on the Japanese version already, so I won't go through it and bore you for that for multiple teams. There'll be a separate video. Alright guys, well that's going to do it for this video on a tutorial of Treasure Mode walkthrough, giving you an idea of what to expect and what you should do for the treasure mode. My name is Sekapoko. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did enjoy the video, make sure you smack the like button down below, as well as the subscribe button down below, so we get lots of support in the channel, and of course, keep the channel growing. If you guys do want to get notifications on all my videos, make sure you hit the bell notification right next to it, so you guys get notifications every time I drop a video. Have a great rest of your day, guys. Peace.